Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 10, Chapter 34, Questions Answered, Part 3 of 3. No textbook or class can teach meditation. When you attempt to deceive another, remember there will emerge someone who can deceive even you. There was once a thief who was skilled in all the stratagems and tricks of that profession. There was not a single one that he had not mastered. One day, after collecting a large number of costly articles and bundling them up, he was moving along a lonely road with the booty on his shoulder. He saw a child standing on the bank of a wayside tank, weeping aloud in great distress. The thief went near and asked, "Why are you weeping? What happened to you?" The child said, "And here you have to remember that it does not matter how old or how young a person is, it is the intelligence that matters. I came here for a bath. My golden necklace fell into the waters right there where I tried to have a dip. The place is too deep for me." The thief thought that he could get away with this necklace too, for it was a little child that stood between him and the jewel. So placing his bundle on the bank, he went down into the waters to retrieve the necklace. Meanwhile, the child lifted the thief's bundle and, running a short distance, disappeared into the jungle. The thief came up disappointed, for the necklace was but a fiction, only to find that he had been robbed. Whoever deceives another will have someone cleverer to outwit him. There is a suggestion mentioned in a chit handed over to me by a delegate. Regular classes for training members in dhyana should be held at Prashanti Nilayam, for through these trainings, dhyana can be spread all over the country. I laughed when I read this suggestion. Can anyone train another in meditation or claim to train? It may be possible to teach a person the posture, the pose, the position of the legs, feet or hands, neck, head or back, the style of breathing or its speed. But meditation is a function of the inner man. It involves deep, subjective quiet, the emptying of the mind and filling oneself with the light that emerges from the divine spark within. This is a discipline which no textbook can teach and no class can communicate. Dhyana classes, those who handle them do not know what dhyana is. Those who attend them do not care to know. Purify your emotions, clarify your impulses, cultivate love. Only then can you become a master of yourself. That mastery is the purpose of the process of meditation or dhyana. Mind is pervasive, wanders far and wide. The mother can sit near her child and utter words to encourage the child to speak, but the child has to use its own tongue and put in its own efforts. So too, a person can teach you how to sit and keep the torso erect, the legs folded, the hands straight, the fingers crossed, the breathing steady and slow. But who can teach you how to control the wayward mind? The mind is very subtle and expansive. It is very light and pervasive, floating hither-thither. On any gust of desire, it behaves like a ball of cotton. with no weight of seed to hold it down. It is much lighter than fluff. It wanders far and wide. So if you must control it, you must attach something heavy to it. The body which houses the mind is heavy, no doubt, but the mind is fickle and free. It flees afar as it fancies. All faiths are mutually indebted to each other. The mind must be allotted some heavy piece of work to hold it down. This work is called dhyana. Keep the mind above the upper lip, between the two nostrils, right in front of the bridge of the nose. Inhale through the left nostril, closing the right with the right thumb. As the breath goes in, it utters so, meaning he. Then exhale through the right nostril, closing the left nostril. As the breath goes out, it utters hum, meaning I. Inhale and exhale, slowly and deliberately. Conscious of the identity of He, the Lord, and I, yourself, which it asserts, until the breathing and the awareness grow into an unnoticed process. Keep the mind as a watchman, to note the incoming and outgoing breaths, to listen with the inner ear to the soham that the breath whispers, and to witness the assertion of your being the divine, which is the core of the universe. This is the dhyanam that will give victory. When this soham dhyana has stabilized itself, you may start stabilizing in your mind the rupa, form of your Ishta Devata, the Lord of your choice. Picture the form from head to foot, taking at least 50 to 20 minutes for it, dwelling on each part of the body and imprinting it clearly on the heart. And then proceed from foot to head in a similar way. This will help to fix the form in the altar of the heart. Then you will see in everyone that form. In all beings you will find Him only. You will realize the One manifold as many. Shivoham, Soham. I am Shiva. I am He. Only He is. Here is another question from a Muslim who is the Vice President of the Sathya Sai Seva Samiti in his town. He asks whether he can partake in the Naga Sankirtan, Dhyana, Puja, etc. that the Samiti is having on its program. If he desires, he can. If he feels that it goes against his inner conviction, he need not. One should not give up his conviction in the face of ridicule or persecution. He can carry on dhyana, worship, according to his conviction in the privacy of his own home. There is no compulsion that he should thrust them on the attention of others outside. All faiths are interrelated and mutually indebted to each other for the principles they teach and the disciplines that they recommend. The Vedic religion was the first in time. Buddhism, which appeared about 2,500 years ago, was its son. Christianity, which was influenced much by the Orient, was its grandson, and Islam, which has the prophets of Christianity and its base, was like the great-grandson. All have love as the fundamental discipline of the mind in order to chasten it and merge man with the divine. End of part 3 of 3. Prashanti Nilayam, All India Conference, November 22nd, 1970. Bhakti is the foundation for all religions. Of course, japa or homa or offering of flowers or going on pilgrimages to holy places cannot be taken as bhakti. They are good acts that help promote bhakti. True bhakti opens the door of jnana. Sri Sathya Sai Baba.